decimals. In this video, we are going to study about decimals. There are two types of decimals. One is terminating decimals and the other is non-terminating decimals. Non-terminating decimals are again of two types, recurring decimals and non-recurring decimals. Recurring means repeating and means non-repeating. Study about these decimals. Terminating decimals are those which terminate after some finite point of decimals. For example, I have 1 by 4. If I divide 1 by 4, I get 0.25 and 0.25 is getting terminated. Terminated means end. That means 0.25 is getting ended after 5 in the question. We are getting 0 in the remainder. So whenever you are getting 0 in the remainder after some finite point of time, that means your decimal is terminating decimal. Now let's come to non-terminating decimal. Non-terminating decimals are of two types, recurring or non-recurring. Recurring means repeating. For example, if I have 2 by 3, now if I divide 2 by 3, I am getting 0.6666 and goes on repeating. So these types of decimals are called recurring decimals, and if I put 0.6 here, and to show that this number is repeating itself, I will put a bar over it. We call it 0.6 bar. Bar will be there on that number which is getting repeated. Now let us see what are non-recurring or non-repeating decimals. For example, I have any number and after dividing that number, I am getting 1.01001 0001. So look, the pattern is not repeating itself. So these types of numbers are called non-recurring or non-repeating numbers. Usually these types of numbers are also called irrational numbers because they are not in the form of p by q. For example, if I take root 2, value of root 2 is non-recurring or non-repeating. It doesn't get ended anywhere. It doesn't get terminated anywhere. It goes on and doesn't even repeat itself. So that those numbers are called non-terminating, non-recurring decimals. So those numbers which neither terminates nor get repeated are called non-terminating, non-recurring or non-repeating decimals. And those numbers which are not terminating but they are repeating themselves, for example 0.666 here, it is not terminating anywhere but it is getting repeated at least. So these numbers are called non-terminating, recurring or repeating decimals. Terminating decimals are also rational numbers. Non-terminating, repeating decimals are also rational numbers. But non-terminating, non-recurring or non-repeating decimals are irrational numbers. These are irrational numbers. These are not in the form of p by q. Or repeating decimals as putting bar on the numbers which are getting repeated. So for example, my number is 3.333 and it goes on continuing. I will write it as 3.3 bar. I will write it as 3.3 and bar over 3 because this number is getting repeated. So the number which is getting, so the number or a digit that is repeating itself is called a period. We call it a period. Number of digits that repeat is called periodicity. Look, in 3.33, number of digits which is getting repeated is 3. That means its periodicity is 1 because the one number is only repeating itself and its period is 3. That means the number which is getting repeated again and again. For example, now let me take another number and I'll put a bar over both 0 and 9 That means 0 and 9 both are repeating themselves. Now here my period will be 09 and periodicity will be, because now my two numbers are repeating themselves, periodicity will be 2. How many digits are getting repeated themselves is periodicity, and which digits are being repeated themselves are period. We take one example as 3 by 8. Now if I divide 3 by 8, I am getting 0.375. So now can you tell me which number is this? Terminating or non-terminating? Look, there is no bar over any number. That means, and no digits are getting repeated. That means we can say this is a terminating decimal. Now if I take 10 by 3, now if I solve 10 by 3, I am getting answer as 3.3333. That means 3 is getting repeated after decimal. So I will put bar over 3, and now this number will be non-terminating but repeating, because at least it is getting repeated again and again. The same number is getting repeated again and again.